welcome to the People's Forum on 92.5 Enugu's Dream FM. It is 3 minutes gone past the hour of 5 p.m. My name is Deborah and today is the 8th of July 2020, and a lot of things seem to have been happening in Nigeria. I do not want to begin to talk about the COVID-19 situation because actually it cannot be overemphasized. Now today, the Wednesday edition of the People's Forum, which has been brought to you by Oxfam Nigeria. Okay, we're talking about, well, we still have to talk about COVID-19 in the end, okay, because it is actually important because a lot of donations have been made, to help the federal government, well, or help Nigerians basically, go through this period of, the pandemic and, just to reduce the impact of the COVID-19 on Nigerians. But the question is, how far has that gone? Now, we're not going to focus on the federal government today, well, because somehow it is intertwined, but then we'll be focusing on the state level distribution, palliatives distribution at the state level so far. What has it been like? We get a lot of reports of how companies have made donations, reputable Nigerians have made donations, and really the question is how has the federal government been able to actually achieve the aim, which is ensuring that Nigerians do not get to feel the impact of COVID-19. Well, at the moment, the economy is gradually getting back, gradually, mark the words gradually, because literally domestic flights just are still about to reopen, and basically a lot of things are still being put in place, despite the fact that maybe enough measures have not been put in place. But we're not going to focus on all of that. We're actually focusing on palliatives distribution at the state level. With all of this distribution, I ask again, have you gotten it? A lot of people will say, oh, we just hear these things in the news, it doesn't even get to us. Well, this is actually the platform that you need, to air your views. Go ahead on Facebook, it is 925 Dream FM. On Twitter, it is Dream 925 FM. On WhatsApp, 0902 0020 925. Now, if you have been in communities or you're currently in communities where palliatives have been distributed and you think that it was also fair, a lot of people just come out to criticize the government. Well, it is also good that you commend them when you think that they have done well. But on a general note, it is said, or I'm just going to put it this way, a lot of people do not seem to have benefited from all of these relief funds that have been donated. So you can also do that by signing up onto www.ifollowthemoney.org. I'll take that again, www.ifollowthemoney.org. Go ahead, sign up. You can share your experiences. You can also go on social media, I follow the money, and hashtag follow COVID-19 money. Actually, on social media, hashtag follow COVID-19 money, and tag them if you have complaints that you need to make, or like I said, if you have been a part of this experience. My name is Deborah and this is the Wednesday edition of the People's Forum. I've got guests with me in the studio who will be analyzing all of these situations. Alongside me, I have Enugu, the steering committee chairman, Follow the Money, Enugu State Chapter. It is great to have you in the studio. Good evening to you.
Good evening, Debbie. It's good to be here.
I also have Dr. Daniel Ugu, Southeast Lead, Follow the Money. It is great to have you in the studio. Good evening to you.
Yeah, good evening, Deborah. Good day to our listeners.
Yes, I was telling them something off air. I said these days when I see all of these relief funds donated, I literally do not even pay attention. Yes, I am actually supposed to pay attention as a Nigerian, so maybe you can fault me for that, for not, actually following the money, because following the money is not, it is everybody's responsibility. Everyone has a part to play. In fact, it is more of the basic Nigerians' responsibility, than maybe people who advocate for these things. And like I said, you can fault me for that. So a lot of people are angry, like, okay, what is happening? Please don't even tell us about it if we're not going to get it, And for people who even seem to have gotten it, it doesn't seem to be fair enough. What are your thoughts on this situation? I'll begin with Dr. Daniel Ugu. What is the update on people's agitation so far as regards palliative distribution, especially at the state level?
All right, thank you, Deborah. The issue about palliative distribution, especially at the state level, is such that we've been able to read a whole lot of things in the news as regarding that, where the state government says they have been able to distribute food items and other palliative materials.
Cash transfers.
I don't know about cash, but they didn't talk about cash.
Okay.
I don't know at the state level, but I know at the federal level,
Okay.
they transferred cash to about
Yeah.
1.6 million Nigerians.
Okay.
Which I believe that large number, almost all of those people live in the 36 states of the federation.
Okay.
In as much as personally, I've not seen someone benefited from that, but I think maybe in the media.
That is actually the anger.
Yeah.
Like, we just hear it. We don't even know, we don't know people who have actually benefited. That's why we're actually asking you to go ahead on social media and let us share your experiences with us.
Yes, and also at the state level, the state government will tell you maybe that they have distributed palliatives to churches,
Yeah.
to hospitals, to people living with disability, and also to some charity homes, and maybe to some other associations like the Keke Rider Association. I know I've read those pockets of things in the news, the National Union of Transport Workers. I also know that maybe like the case of the Nigerian Union of Journalists, but I think there are having some issues about that, whether it was suspended, and maybe at the point the people rejected their palliative, and
No, eventually they got it.
yeah, okay, they got it.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, okay, that's fine. And I know that, okay, maybe there are some pockets of interventions at the local government level. You could see some local government like the Enugu North in the news that they were able to, give palliatives to maybe about 1,000 bags of rice, 200 cartons of noodles
Yeah.
to the poorest and all of that. So there are pockets of information like that, in the news, about.
When you use the word pockets of information,
Yes.
is it okay to mean that we do not have the accurate statistics when it comes to these distributions?
Yes, yes, we don't have the accurate information. We don't
Okay.
have the whole thing. For instance, you said you've given palliative to churches. Who are these churches?
Okay.
Because there are 1,001 churches, maybe for instance, in the Enugu state, different denomination, different faith-based groups. You have the Protestants, you have the Pentecostals, you have the Catholics, the Anglicans, and all of that. Who are these churches? What quantity of palliative or food item or material did you give to each of them? And is it targeted at local government levels or different dioceses or districts and all of that? What are actually the quantity? How are you able to ensure that the people who you are targeting, which is the poorest of the poor or the vulnerable groups and all of that, actually get this palliative? We don't really have the structured information or aggregated information, whether anywhere in the public space. And I think that is also part of the reason why we are saying that this state government needs to do more than just telling us we give palliative to charity homes. What amount of palliative did you give? How many charity homes in the state, got this palliative? Is it all the charity homes or the motherless baby homes in the state that got? What quantity did they get? You say you give to people living with disabilities, and maybe I'm reading in the papers like some of them were actually arguing, maybe the Joint Association of People Living with Disability in the state
Yeah.
chapter was saying that the palliative got to about 5 local governments out of 17 local governments. And I saw a letter they made to the state government asking them to also know that there are people living with disabilities in other 12 local governments, and all of that. I
Even
don't know if
people
that's-
living with persons living with albinism have
Yes.
also come out to make their complaints about how they did not even get. It's a different thing when you get and it is not enough, and
Yes.
it's another thing to actually not get it. So it didn't even get to them. So there seems to be a lot of controversies.
Yes, so
and
you say
we don't
you
even know
give
where to
palliative,
begin.
and
Yeah.
people are still saying we did not get, the palliative did not get to us. So, and that's why actually we needed, a robust, aggregated information, well compiled, so that we can able to now say, okay, it's even easy for us to even go and begin to maybe say, okay, let's investigate, let's track, let's know if
Yes.
actually these people, you say you gave this thing, did it actually get to these people?
Okay.
You said you wanted to give it to, or did it get to this along the way, and all of that. So
available.
Yes, making
Okay.
information available. I should be
Okay.
able to find out on their website, maybe whether it's the COVID-19 task force should be able to actually make such information.
So who do you think should be responsible for this?
I think maybe because I know there's a task force, Enugu State COVID-19 task force, maybe on palliatives and all of that, a committee,
Yeah.
and that which is being chaired by the deputy governor
Okay.
of Enugu State. So and there are other people who are also members of that committee, and I feel that maybe it's in their place to they're actually the ones in charge of this COVID-19 palliative distributions.
Okay.
And I think it's also important that they give an update. I'm sure they have, let's say, a secretary, and maybe they have other members of the committee. One of them should be able to maybe give a regular update on what they're doing, either through the media, maybe like we're having this conversation, they can
Yes.
come maybe to Dream FM, one of the programs.
Explain themselves.
To explain what they are doing.
Okay.
The people get also calling to give them information about what is going on,
Okay.
and they can actually take those feedbacks and maybe review the process they're using in their operations and all of that. And
Alright.
again, is that possibly, let's say, the State Ministry of Information? I'm sure, like, if I needed information about anything going on in the state, I should be able to have it either on their Twitter
Freedom of
handle,
Information
or
Act.
I should have it on their website.
Okay.
They should be able to update us, or maybe maybe the personnel or officials of government in charge of information, how they say on information is on information commissioner for information. So I think these are the right people that should have adequate information about what is going on.
All right, still talking about palliatives distribution at the state level. Remember that this program has been brought to you by Oxfam Nigeria. We want to follow the money. Okay, and I still have Ikena Ugu, steering committee chairman. Follow the money, Enugu State chapter. He is also a social development advocate. Now, talking about social development as well as palliatives distribution, do you think that the distribution has been politicized? We know that a lot of people are just here and there about their ideologies and all that, but as an advocate, do you strongly believe that the reason that the palliatives are not being evenly distributed is because it has been politicized?
To a large extent, Debbie, I think yes, and I'll tell you why.
Okay.
I work in rural, places, and if you want to talk about palliative distribution, you must have a strategic plan to get to the very vulnerable, demographic.
So you think they do not have a plan?
Yeah, I don't think so.
Okay.
And this is why, because a lot of people at the grassroots, where that it's difficult for this guy to get out there, people who live on daily income, to get out there because of the lockdown. You have told us that, okay, so amount of money has been mapped out and then sent out there and distributed.
Who are they there?
We just here. I tell you, during the lockdown,
Okay.
I was for like a month or so, I was in the village. I
Okay.
can tell you, I didn't hear that a cup of rice came from the government.
Okay. What part of Enugu State is
I'm from
this?
Nsuka, local
Okay.
government, yes,
Okay.
yes. Not a cup of rice from the government. The ones that were shared that I'm aware of, other came from private individuals who want to care about the community, and then just help out with somebody.
Okay.
Nothing from the government came. And if you are talking about keeping these people at home for this long time and you have no plans for them, so I think to a large extent the politics there is there's an idea that there's politics in there, more because we don't even have the information about this distribution. I think that causes a concern.
And again, I think maybe some of the questions people ask, it's not just us asking those questions, is that okay? You said you want to give the palliative, it's meant to get to the poorest of the poor, the vulnerable people who can barely feed themselves.
What are the measures?
What are the measures?
How do you know?
Do we have a database
That's the point.
of the poorest of the poor
Okay.
in our local governments, in our communities? I know the federal government said they have a social register. Is this social register domiciled in
Functional.
local government headquarters?
Okay.
What level?
Yeah.
I don't know how this register is. So is that what also the state government is using to identify the people that need the palliative? Because it's important. When you don't know who you are giving what, where they are located, where they live, and
can
it's
you
just
give it
said
to them?
you're giving out something. How do you ensure that it actually gets to those people? And you see that, okay, because because I was talking with a colleague today, and the person actually raised a concern that the politicization also, maybe politicizing the process or the politics in the process also comes from the fact that maybe people who have been given these things maybe at the grassroots level, at the local level, you could say, okay, fine. After all, every Nigerian is poor. They say almost half of the population, is living in extreme poverty, almost 50%. And the person will not tell you that, okay, he will not remember that he has brothers, he has friends, he has relations here and there, and he'll first of all make sure that they get, before, any other person. And that this becomes, that is where you discover that the process is no more as transparent as it should be. Because it should be something devoid of any form of bias, any form of sentiment, any form of, so you should be able to get to the people, whether the person knows anybody or doesn't know anybody.
All right. My name is Deborah Mban. This is still the People's Forum on 92.5 Enugu's Dream FM, the Wednesday edition of the People's Forum. Now let's delve right into the main issue, which is, what do you think should be the measures for the distribution of food items and cash transfers to vulnerable households within the state and, of course, the southeast?
Well,
Enugu.
yeah, I think that if government want to be sincere with the structure they want to create, to be able to effectively distribute the palliative that they have, that's the thing that you do with the people.
Okay.
You talked about getting this palliative to the very poor.
Okay.
How do you begin to even define the poor? Because an African young was okay, all of it happened in my village. I told you, one that came from I think one high chief, and this woman heard that, okay, these women were given, and then we say, okay, who getting the city? Who are the poor people?
How do you define them?
How did you know that I'm not poor?
Because every Nigerian is poor.
She said, are you in my house to know whether I'm hungry or not hungry? So it becomes an issue. And this is where government have to look into. If you want to be sincere with the distribution, data is important.
Yeah.
Listen, the people who do the distribution, I tell you, it's not enough to give. I don't care about the amount, and say we are giving to, even if you give, because they gave some churches some money and some bags of whatever. What is the monitoring technique?
Okay.
Who is following up this distribution? Which is why I found something very credible in the course of this following up. I got in contact with somebody, a youth body who have done something, because I think around June, June, we had a tweet chat that is follow the money, just trying to do some of these things. And one young guy came on board and said, no, that students have been able to do something to, help some of them who are still in school by the time they shut down everywhere, to be able to help them, make things easier. And I asked the guy, how? Because he said, we have record. And that got to me. If they have record, probably government should learn from somewhere.
Okay.
We want to have young people be part of this distribution process. Having a responsible delivery process in times of crisis as this, it's important to have young people who have the innovative ideas, the creativity, and the energy even to get these things down. You involve them. The guy told me that.
But I think the question though should be if the young people are ready. But that's another.
Let me give you the example why I think that they can.
Okay.
You may have your own opinion, but the Nigerian Association of what they call NANS, National Association of Nigerian Students, NANS. So they had a palliative task force committee.
Okay.
In Enugu State. I happened to meet with a guy who is heading that task force, or is the Kano Youth president, Monday Diamond. He told me this: government didn't just give them money; they raised the money by themselves, but the state government donated money to them.
Okay.
So what got me was what they did. He said that we worked with the SUG presidents in each university.
Okay.
I asked him, how did you monitor the distribution? Because that's key. You may just give the guy the money and then he says, okay, he's a new way for me to make some money here. And he told me that they had to tour 14 universities in the southeast and then following up every week. Each school where they go, they were there to see that everybody, student who gets what, his name, right number is taken. And surprisingly, I was shocked to hear him say that they have a record that they are going to publish a document that is a stewardship showing how these things were done, who got what, and how much you got. For me, that is transparent enough. I have not seen that on the part of the government. If you give a church money, believe me, it's just going to be okay. Call my dad, who are the
So you think that this is worthy of emulation?
Yes, that's why I'm saying you should come in, please.
Okay.
All right, please go.
I think there's nothing wrong with involving religious organizations. In fact, they are critical stakeholders when it comes to identifying the poor among us. Because yes, churches, religious leaders are actually very critical because even their leaders and these poor people actually come to them. So I'm sure that maybe in their churches, in their parishes, dioceses, they're able to identify the poor. But the only thing is that I don't need they have a record. I don't need they have a database they have created. But I know that certain or some other citizen groups, like maybe the Joint Association of People Living with Disabilities and all of that. For instance, I was impressed when I read that they have a database of all the people who are living with disability in the state and in local government. And they get the statistics about maybe an average of 130 persons per local government, though they have more people in the urban local government areas. You could work with these groups, since you already know that, yes, from their own estimate, they have about 1,300 people living with disabilities, and you know that these are the people actually that need this palliative. You can work with the leadership of those organizations, since they have structures at the local government levels and they know their people. When you give them this palliative, you calculate their number, and don't just give them something that wouldn't be enough. Where people, at the end of the day,
that brings me to the question: what do you define as enough? What is fair? Because Nigerians, really, if we really want to try to please Nigerians, I do not think that will work. So if we're not going to have a general, holistic approach,
if it is 1 cup, let the 1 cup go round. You divide it by
no, I want you to be very specific.
Okay.
Because if you say 1 cup, you might be offending some people.
Okay.
Because people have come out to also say, oh, they came to my compound and I was giving a loaf of bread. And how do they expect that the whole of this compound, the persons living in the compound, will be able to live with this loaf of bread for like 1 week? Or some people were given a cup of beans, a cup of rice, and you're telling that's not even enough for one basic Nigerian. Do you understand?
Okay.
So if you let's really be specific when it comes to these things. What is fair? Can you give a fair example?
I wouldn't say. I think what is fair when it comes to distributing this palliative is not necessarily about the quantity.
Okay.
Yes, because the simple truth is that with the resources available at the disposal of the government, they may not be able, and with the statistics we have, that currently close to 50% of Nigerians live in extreme poverty. So the most important thing is that for you to identify your demographic, who are your target groups, you may not be able to reach this 50% or half of the population, as the case may be. But among that population, you may still have identified some groups who are the most vulnerable, like those people living with disabilities, as we stated, and they have a database, they have a record, and you look at it, okay, let's target this group. We'll target the people, the motherless, homeless, whatever, we'll target that group, since we know that the resources we have cannot be able to meet the other demography or the other population segment, And I feel that what is enough is the fairness there is that, okay, for instance, the people living with disability, what was shared to them in about 5 local governments, they itemized all the things that was brought, 40, 50 kg bags of rice, 200 cartons of Indomie noodles, and the rest of it. So for me, how many people are actually in that group in those 5 local governments?
Okay, so if you're
Let's say there are 500.
Okay.
Share it equally to all of them. Make sure that 500, if A got 2 cups or 3 cups, B also got 2 or 3 cups, and let everybody benefit. And they will not know that this is what the government brought. And yes, we'll be able to share it to please manage for now, while we still try. And you know that yes, people are still trying to, while the government continues to appeal to people, even private individuals, to do something to augment their own efforts. So I think that's what I feel that is fair. Fair means everybody benefiting without having to know anybody, without any bias or sentiment coming in.
All right. Thank you very much. This is still the People's Forum on 92.5 Enugu's Dream FM. We're talking about palliatives distribution at the state level, and this has been brought to you by Oxfam Nigeria. My name is Deborah, but you can be a part of this conversation by going on to our social media platforms. On Facebook, it is 925 Dream FM. On Twitter, it is Dream 925 FM. On WhatsApp, 0902 0020 925. Also, you can watch us on YouTube. It is Dream TV. Dream TV on YouTube. Watch out. Dream TV Enugu, watch out, and also follow the conversation. Or just call us up. It is 0902 0020 925 or 009 8888 925. But before we begin to take your calls and your comments, let's go on a very quick break. When we return, we'll actually talk about, the Oxfam organization. I follow the money. How have they been following the money? What are the ways that they suggest, are the best ways to assess this situation and, of course, track palliatives distribution? My name is Deborah Mba. Stay tuned.
politicians today. Nobody is making any sense.
Now, only politicians, even we never show us this money.
But
you don't have good jobs. How can you? Your views, your thoughts, your perspective. This is People's Forum.
All right, welcome back. It is 32 minutes past the hour of 5 p.m. You're still listening to the Wednesday edition of the People's Forum, brought to you by Oxfam Nigeria. We're talking about palliatives distribution at the state level. What do you define as fair enough palliative distributions, as well as people that you have defined as the vulnerable households within the state and, of course, the southeast? I have been joined by Enugu, the steering committee chairman. Follow the money. Enugu State Chapter, as well as a social development advocate. I also have with me in the studio Dr. Daniel Ugu, the Southeast lead. Follow the money. Remember that you can share your experiences by going on to www.ifollowthemoney.org. ifollowthemoney.org, or use the hashtag follow COVID-19 money on your social media platforms, as well as at 4 low the money on the social media platforms. You can share your experiences and, of course, tag them so that they can actually see these things and follow the money. It is all about following the money today on the show. My name is Deborah, but you can call the number 0902 0020 or 0098888 to be a part of this conversation, or just go ahead on YouTube. Our YouTube channel is on. It is Dream TV Enugu on YouTube. Send in your comments, we'll read them out, and of course be a part of this following the money process, especially at the state level. Now, we've talked about some of the measures for distribution of food items and cash transfers to vulnerable households in the state, and we've also talked about how ineffective or inefficient this, so-called process by the federal government or state government has been. Now we want to talk about the assessment, follow the money assessment from tracking palliatives distribution, and of course, talk about a holistic approach to meeting the needs of marginalized subsets during COVID-19. I'll ask you this tricky question. At the moment, a lot of people seem to have gone back to their businesses, right? And maybe a lot of people may not be paying so much attention to COVID-19. In fact, not maybe. From observations, a lot of people do not even seem to still think about COVID-19. Some people just wear face masks because they do not want to be harassed and whatnot. And because of all of these situations that we have analyzed at the beginning of the show, a lot of people have even lost faith in the federal government. So even if you're telling me now, don't worry, we're coming to your households, what do you expect Nigerians to believe? What do you expect people to believe? So people are just going out about their businesses and saying, okay, you know what, we're just going to, take care of ourselves and be responsible. What are your thoughts on this? Do you think that this is something that we should begin to work on? Do you think that Nigerians should begin to get responsible for themselves as regards COVID-19 relief funds? I would ask Ikena Ugu, the steering committee chairman, follow the money Enugu State Chapter.
Yes, I think it is what we should do. For once, we should understand that the COVID-19 is still out there.
Okay.
Yes, everybody has seemed to have moved on, back to businesses, back to work. But the question we ask is, what measures do we have to at least curtail the spread? Because I tell you, the truth is the virus is still out there.
But some people think that hunger virus is worse than COVID-19 virus.
Well, that is where it becomes complex, because in other countries where you ask people to sit back at home, even during the lockdown, they provide support services.
Okay.
To help them cope.
Unfortunately, here, we're not in these countries. We're
yes.
So
we're here we are in Nigeria. This is why it's going to be difficult for us to, and that is even why my brothers couldn't stay back. I came to Enugu at a point, and I was passing through some of these shops here, and I was seeing those guys, very huge guys. The shops were locked, but they were just hovering around. And I asked, what are they doing here? They said, if you want something, they could just sneak in, bring something out for you. These guys are